You think the Earth is hovering in space because there is some force pulling it. Wrong. There is no up and down, left and right in space, and there is nothing that can fall down. Falling down, these three words, is the lie that the Earth has lied to you for decades. There is no floor. In the universe, no ceiling. You go in any direction, and you will not hit the wall. Then the question is, since there is no ground, why does the Earth not fly away? Why do you have to go around the sun? The answer is scarier than you think. Because the sun dug an invisible pit under the Earth. The Earth is not hovering, but it is spinning crazily in this pit. It has been spinning for 4.6 billion years, but it has not turned out yet. This pit is called the space-time curve. It was discovered by Einstein, and its depth directly determines the life and death of the Earth. You may ask, how can space-time be dug out of a pit? Isn't space empty? This is where Einstein is crazier than Newton. More than 300 years ago, Newton discovered gravity. It is said that an apple hit his head, which made him think of a question. Why does an apple fall down, not fly up? The answer is that the Earth has gravity, which pulled the apple down. But Newton did not tell us what gravity is. Why can it pull things over hundreds of millions of kilometers away from the air and vacuum? This problem has troubled scientists for more than 200 years. Until 1915, Einstein proposed the relativity. He said that gravity does not exist at all. You heard it right. The force that made the apple fall down, the force that made the Earth spin around the sun, is actually not a force. It is an illusion distorted by time and space. How do you understand this concept? Imagine you put an iron ball on a crumpled sheet of bed. What will happen to the sheet? It will go down, right? The degree of distortion depends on how heavy the iron ball is. Now, you put a glass bead on the sheet. The glass bead will not stay in place. It will roll towards the iron ball along the distortion of the sheet. If the glass bead has a certain horizontal speed, it will not roll in directly, but will circle around the iron ball. This is the relationship between the Earth and the Sun. The quality of the Sun is 330,000 times that of the Earth. It presses the surrounding space-time out of a huge distortion. The Earth is like that glass bead. It rolls along the distortion. We call this kind of rotation a circle. So, the Earth is not spinning around the Sun, but it is in a curved space-time along the straight line, it thinks. But in the curved space, the straight line becomes a circle as it goes. It sounds ridiculous, right? But, in 1919, the British astronomer Eddington observed this with a sunken stone. He found that the light emitted from a distant star will be distorted when it passes near the sun. The light is going in a straight line. If the space-time is flat, the light cannot be curved. But the light is indeed curved. It means that the space-time near the sun is curved. Einstein was right. The space-time can really be curved. And the gravitational force we are talking about is just the expression of this curve. Here comes the question. Since the Earth has been sliding in the direction of the sun, why doesn't it fall into the sun? The answer is that the Earth has speed in the horizontal direction. Do you remember the glass bead on the bed sheet? If the glass bead has no horizontal speed, it will roll directly into the curve of the iron ball. But if the glass bead has enough horizontal speed, it will circle around the iron ball and never fall into it. The speed of the Earth circling around the sun is 29.8 kilometers per second. What is this concept? The speed of a bullet is about 1 kilometer per second. The speed of the Earth circling around the sun is 30 times that of a bullet. It can circle around the Earth in 7 minutes. It is this speed that keeps the Earth from falling into the curve of the sun. What will happen if the Earth suddenly stops? The answer is horrible. About 65 days later, the Earth will hit the sun. Before that, everything on the Earth will be evaporated by the high temperature of the sun. But don't worry, this won't happen, because there is nothing in space that can make the Earth stop. Space is close to a perfect vacuum environment. There is no air, no friction, no resistance. The speed that the Earth obtained 4.6 billion years ago has almost no loss so far. It will keep spinning until the sun dies. Speaking of which, you may ask, where did the Earth's original speed come from? This is to be traced back to the birth of solar system. 4.6 billion years ago, there was a huge gas and dust. We call it the original star cloud. This star cloud began to shrink under its own gravity and began to rotate at the same time. Why does it rotate? Because the material in the universe initially has momentum. This is a physical law called momentum conservation. Simply put, once it starts to rotate, it's hard to stop. Just like a figure skater, when he retracts his arm, the rotation speed will accelerate. The same goes for the original star cloud. When it shrinks, the rotation speed is getting faster and faster. In the end, the center of the star cloud forms the sun. The surrounding fragments form the stars, including the Earth. The Earth inherits the rotation of the star cloud, so it was born to rotate. This is the origin of the Earth's speed. It's not pushed by anyone, but it's been rotating since the moment it was born. But the speed of light is not enough. The Earth can run steadily for 4.6 billion years because it has reached a delicate balance. If the Earth's speed is too fast, it will break free from the sun's shackles and fly deep into the universe to become a wandering planet and eventually die in the cold and darkness. If the Earth's speed is too slow, it will be swallowed up by the sun's space-time and fall into the sun and become a fire. Only when the speed is just right can the Earth not fly away or fall, but circle around the sun steadily. How did this just right speed come about? The answer is very cruel. It was selected by the universe. When the solar system first formed, there were countless fragments and small stars around it. It flew away too fast and fell into the sun too slowly. Only those who are just right in speed can live to this day. The Earth is the survivor of this cruel selection. More than 300 years ago, a theory was described by a thought experiment. It was designed to set a cannon on a very high mountain and launch a missile in the direction of the horizon. If the missile is very slow, it will slide out of a curve and fall back to the ground. If the speed is a little faster, the curve will be longer. If the speed reaches 7.9 kilometers per second, the curve of the missile will be the same as the curve of the Earth. In other words, the missile will keep falling down, but it will never fall to the ground because the Earth is round. As the missile falls down, the ground also bends down. The missile will never catch up with the ground and will circle around the Earth. This is the origin of the first cosmic speed, which is also the principle of the Earth circling around the sun. The Earth keeps falling at the gravitational force of the sun at 30 kilometers per second, but it also moves horizontally as it falls. The result is that it will never fall to the sun. In a sense, the Earth has been falling, but the direction of its fall is constantly changing, which eventually forms an elliptical orbit. This elliptical orbit is very stable. Scientists have calculated that the deviation rate of the Earth's orbit is only 0.017, which is almost a positive source. But this stability is not eternal. In fact, the Earth is moving 1.5 centimeters away from the sun every year. The reason is very complicated. It is mainly related to the quality loss of the sun and the gravitational force. But don't worry. According to this speed calculation, in 100 million years, the Earth will only move 1,500 kilometers away from the sun. Yes, the temperature of the Earth has almost no effect. What you really need to worry about is the life of the sun. About 50 billion years later, the sun will enter the red giant stage. It will expand to more than 200 times its current size, swallowing the water star and the gold star. Although the Earth will not be swallowed directly, it will also be scorched to a piece of clay. At that time, even if the Earth is still revolving around the sun, it is no longer suitable for life to exist. Of course, that's 50 billion years later. Now we need to worry about another problem. Why can't we feel the movement on the Earth? Think about it. The Earth is flying at a speed of 30 kilometers per second. At the same time, it rotates around itself every day. The orbital rotation speed is 465 meters per second. Why don't we feel it at all? The reason is that we move with the Earth, and this movement is uniform. Do you remember the feeling of taking a train or a plane? When the train runs at a constant speed, you walk around in the carriage. You can't feel that you are moving at all. Only when the train accelerates or decelerates can you feel the sense of backward or forward. The Earth is the same. Its orbital rotation and orbital rotation are uniform. There is almost no acceleration, so we can't feel it. In addition, everything on the Earth is moving together, including air, water, mountains, and us. We don't have a forbidden object, so we can't feel the movement. In general, the reason why the Earth can hover in space and not fall is not because of some mysterious force dragging it, but because of 3 reasons. First, there is no top or bottom in the universe. The concept of falling itself does not exist. Second, the quality of the sun bends the surrounding space-time. The Earth moves in this curved space-time. The trajectory that comes out is naturally circular. Third, the Earth has enough horizontal speed make it move horizontally while being pulled by the sun towards itself. In the end, a stable orbit is formed. This system has been running for 4.6 billion years and will continue to run until the sun burns out its last energy. We humans live on this high-speed flying planet. Every second, we travel through space at a speed of 30 kilometers per second. Every year, we will return to the same position in the universe. This is not a miracle. This is just a physical law. But it is these cold physical laws that give us a warm home and give us the opportunity to look up at the starry sky and think about the mysteries of the universe. Maybe this is the most magical place.